What is up, guys? Welcome back to another haircut tutorial video. Today I'm going to be doing a skin fade with a curly top on my boy Aaron. So kicking it straight off, we're going to go with the parting from the center point of the crown to the recession of the point of the head. Then we're going to be taking a middle parting, bringing everything down, taking it quite tight. So when it comes to actually cutting the top, I like to take my sections quite small and have a lot of tension on the head because of how curly Aaron's hair is and how thick it is. It curls around your fingers and it's such a bitch. You start cutting your own fingers and it's just not pleasant. For my block graduation, I'll have a short point, which I recommend to obviously all my clients and how much length I'll take off. And with curly hair, I won't actually take too much length off because I like the movement. So after we cut the top, I'll add a bit of texture and I'll take a bit of weight out of Aaron's head by doing a bit of slicing. It's going to allow a lot more movement and free up the curls in Aaron's head. I know how Aaron likes his hair styled, likes it looking quite natural. He leaves it towel dried usually. So onto the blow dry, I'm going to be pushing each side of the weight forward. I'm going to blast the crown as well like I do. This was originally the first video I ever recorded, so the angles aren't going to be that good. I wanted to post Wade's haircut first, I don't know, because I liked it. And I already edited it before I edited this one. So I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to push it out there. So when it comes to blow drying the top, I'm just going to scrunch it and really try to bring out the curls in Aaron's head. So I'm going to pull out a diffuser. I'm going to start putting it in his hair and doing a circular motion in his head. This kind of scrunches the hair up and dries it a lot quicker. So like I said, when it comes to blow drying, I like to get it done as quickly as possible because when you've only got half an hour to spend on a haircut, you can't be faffing about. So with the diffuser, I'm just going to run my hands through it, scrunch it up. As you can see, the curls are starting to come out. I had tons of messages on Instagram about what kit I'm using, such as like scissors. So I'll link them all down below for you guys to check out. So as you can see, I tilted Aaron's head down a bit, so this allows his curls on his fringe to sit more natural.
Rudy, run it up!
So now onto the sides, like I always do, grabbing that 2 guard, clearing the bolt because it's been a while since Aaron had a haircut, just below where I put my block graduation in. bit of clipper over comb, soften the weight. So when it comes to actually blending his hair, it'll be a lot easier for me. Onto the boulder now. I'm gonna do a dip fade again. Aaron's hair's very thick. Doing a dip fade will bring out them edges. So with my Phillips, I'm gonna go side to side, just below the bold outline, and then go upwards. And this is where the fade starts. Gonna grab my Andis and go just below where I went side to side with my Phillips. So we have a smooth blend from my Phillips to my Andis. So now I'm gonna go with the 0.5. You can really see a lot, I know. I'm gonna go with my 0.5. Then 0.25.
Brody, run it up.
Grab my one, go my one open. And slowly work my way down to a one closed. There we go, that's a better angle. Now I'm on 1.5. I'm gonna go just below my block graduation and then close it, softening that 1.5 line to my one. As you can see, the fade's already coming together. So I'm gonna grab my chunky one. I'm gonna do a bit of finessing. So if you didn't notice, I actually have one of the really old Wow One guards, which I've stopped making now. I find it helps me out quite a lot because it's a lot thinner to the chunky one, and I feel like it just goes through hair. With the chunky one, sometimes I feel like I'm not even cutting hair. So with the edge, trying to give it one of them C cups. And then straighten it at the top. Now slowly going to get rid of that bottom line from my 0.25 to my 0. Aaron's hair's going to take quite a bit of work with my 0, so it's a lot of fiddling in between. I always find if you're struggling to get a line out, go 2 guards above and just work your way down, or even 1 guard above if you know which guard it definitely is. I'm going to soften that blend with a bit of scissor over comb, take a tad bit of weight out. If you guys have any video suggestions, be more than happy to do any that you guys suggest. Just drop a comment down below. I'll read through them all. I'm thinking about doing a set of videos, so going running through all the clippers and stuff that I use. If you're interested, be sure to give this video a thumbs up.
Rudy, run it up.
So as you can see, I mentioned in my last video I was using Topic. This with the pump. I think I ended up just scrapping it. I ended up just taking it all off, like the spray, because I'm not a fan of the Topic, the pumps, because it's so uneven. It's so hard to get it all even. You see Chris Bossio 360Gz, they have the compressors, and it just sprays out all in one. It's so easy and so even. I'm gonna get one. So onto the other side. Gonna do exactly the same as what we did on the other side. Trying to keep everything symmetrical. Going straight in with my 0.5, flicking out as much as I can. Going my 0.25. After I've done my 0.25, you know what's coming. As you can see, I've slightly spread it a tiny bit more towards the back because Aaron's hair's super thick. So I get my one guard, one open, slowly working my way down to one closed, softening that line from the 0.5. As you can see, the fades is coming together already. Now I'm 1.5, just below put my block graduation in, 1.5 open, flicking out as much as I can, and go 1.5 closed. I'm in the way, so you can really see a lot, but my chunky one, just doing a bit of finessing. L.Dot in the back again. Look at him looking all gurney. My 2, flicking through a tiny bit more than I did my 1.5. Softening that blend. If there's anything you're ever unsure about when you're cutting hair, when it's to any haircut, whatever guard you just use, work your way down. Or go 2 above it, work your way down from that. That's what I always do if I'm ever struggling to get something out.
Rudy, run it up.
So my 0.25, working my way down to the 0, just knocking out that bottom line now. Pushing that 0 right through. Onto the back now. I'm gonna slightly spread my 0.5 a bit more because of how thick and dense Aaron's hair is. It's just gonna look way too heavy if I just squash it like I kind of did on the sides. Same again with the one. I'm going to spread it a tiny bit more. As you can see, I did it right above the obstacle bone, so it's going to be a pain for me to get out. But I'm going to use the obstacle bone to like dig my clipper in and scoop out. Like I said at the start of the video, Aaron's hair is quite a hard hair to cut, so it's more down to finessing. So I'm going to push through my 0.5 a tiny bit more. We'll do the same more one guard. If I didn't do this, then when it comes to getting rid of my bottom line, it probably would have looked like there's a fat line in the back of his head. So now it allows me to spread through more with my zero. We'll just soften that corner there. Aaron didn't actually want any products in his hair. And like I said, I'll get rid of the topic at the end, yeah. But if I was to use any products in Aaron's hair, it probably would have been powder, got to be that dry. Brings out a lot of texture as well. So we're coming towards the end of the video now, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Any questions, be sure to leave a comment down below and I will get back to you all. If you're wondering what kit I used, links are all in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.